Hello everyone and welcome to a Manchester United match review and player ratings. You love to see it. 3 wins on the bounce, 2 clean sheets on the bounce, 2 wins away from home on the bounce. We're going to get into the player ratings and I'm going to talk about the game as well. You bloody love to see it. I'm so happy that we never looked like conceding in that game. Genuinely, I mean, they had a few chances right at the very end. I think that, thankfully it fell to their right back, but that was the only real chance. They had 2 shots on target all game. Granted, we did as well, but you'd like to think if it stayed at 0-0 for longer, then we would have pressed the situation a lot more. Let's start off by talking about the starting selection. So I was a little bit concerned with the starting lineup. To be honest, well, not concerned because this is the same team that won against Liverpool, that beat Southampton. But I would have liked to have seen Casemiro get involved. However, again, McTominay. I'm going to go into the player ratings a little bit later, but McTominay was great again today. So I can't fault it. Can't fault this starting 11, but I didn't think that the team was performed well enough against Southampton to it's not like we won 4-0 to everyone to keep their place. It's not like we absolutely dominated the game. I thought we were relatively poor and we scraped over the line. Today was a better performance, I would say, than that game against Southampton. I think we had more control in the game. I don't know. Let's have a look at the possession. It might not be reflected in the possession, but in terms of, I think we dictated the game. They didn't really look like scoring at all. So yeah, they had more possession than us. They had 59% possession in the first half. Like I say, it would be fantastic for United, and I really think that the issue in terms of the possession and not killing the game when we go ahead, like I would love to see United kill the game through just holding the ball for like 5 or 6 minutes and just literally killing the game dead, not allowing to let Leicester get back into the game and just having all the possession. I would love to see that, but I think Bruno may be the main culprit for that. Him trying to play Hollywood balls. I think if we played Casemiro, Frege and Eriksen and didn't have Bruno on the pitch, I think we'd be able to keep hold of the ball a lot more. And I'm not knocking Bruno. He obviously played it to Rashford, who played it to Sancho, who then got the goal. So he had a key pass in that build-up play. However, I do think when we do go a goal ahead, I think sometimes we need to think about taking Bruno off to maintain control of that midfield and to try and control a game. But yeah, obviously the defensive line, yet again, fantastic. Again, we look very, very solid. My man of the match, I'm not going to tell you. We're going to go through the player ratings, actually. But yeah, spoiler alert, every single player in the defensive line and David De Gea gets a good score. Casemiro, when he came on, getting some vital minutes, looked really good. He obviously gave away the ball that led to the free kick for Maddison. That was a really poor free kick from Maddison. I thought it would at least hit the target. He obviously had that one error, but when he came on, as soon as he came on, there was about 3 or 4 times where he intercepted the ball as soon as he come on. So Casemiro gets some vital minutes as well. And I would start him against Arsenal. I know McTominay's playing well, but it's bloody Casemiro, you know what I'm saying? And I am hypocritical because I normally say, okay, if you put in a good performance, then you earn a start. But Elanga didn't play fantastically today, I don't think. He was very quiet. The thing is about Elanga is he'll put in 5 or 6 out of 10s just through his hard work. That's the thing. Elanga, if he doesn't play well, he works so hard that the minimum score that you can give him is like a 5 or a 6 because he does the basics well. He works hard. But he didn't play well enough for me to be like, no, Anthony doesn't get into that team because Elanga's playing too well. Anthony goes in. Casemiro, I'd love to see go in and start the game. But can you play 2 new starters throwing into such a big game against Arsenal. 2 new starters. I mean, if Antony and Casemiro did start, that would be Casemiro, Antony, Malacia and Martinez. That would be 4. And Ericsson, sorry. That would be 5. Most of our team would be assembled from new signings. Talk about a Ten Hag team getting, Ten Hag assembling a team quickly. If that does happen, which I don't think it will for that reason, having 5 new signings or all playing in the same game, that's why I don't think it will happen. But they will have 5 new signings out of 11, obviously. Most of the team be assembled of new signings, which, like I say, don't think it's going to happen. But let's get into the player ratings. I was happy with the way that the game went. Like I say, I wasn't that concerned about Leicester scoring, to be honest. I know they had some half chances at the end, but still. And I'm okay. There was a lot of people losing their mind, as there always is, with Ten Hag not starting Casemiro, not starting Ronaldo. And I'm pretty level-headed. And, okay, I wasn't bothered. Like, Casemiro, for me, I would have started him, yes. But McTominay played really well. So, who cares? We got the win. And McTominay played well. So, ultimately, it was the right decision by Ten Hag. David De Gea, let's get into the player ratings. David De Gea, first and foremost, I mean, not a lot to do. I think he commanded... He's still not... We're still lumping it long. Whenever David De Gea gets the ball, he lumps it forward, which, okay, that's the way David De Gea plays. He can't play how he's played for all his career in goal. He can't change that just in the blink of an eye. David De Gea is limited with the ball at his feet. That's completely fine. I'm not even going to mention that anymore, actually, to be honest. That's the last time, unless there's we concede a goal from it. But if he has a good game, and that's the only aspect of his game that I would love for him to improve, I'm not going to keep mentioning it over and over, because we know that that's a limitation. It's like me saying McTominay didn't bloody bang a shot from 40 yards out or whatever. It's not going to happen. David De Gea playing with the ball short, looking really good with the ball at his feet, it's not going to happen, so I'm not going to mention that anymore. But apart from that, he was more commanding of his area, I think, today. He obviously pulled out that world-class save as well, that was heading top bins for the free kick. So, yeah, David De Gea can get... so 6 is average, 7... Oh, do we give an 8? Is it 8 a little bit much for saying he only had 2 shots on target? You know what? I'm going to give him an 8 for the fact that he was a lot more dominant, I think, in his area today. So I will give him an 8. Malacia, again, he's just constant, isn't he? Consistent 7 or 8 out of 10s. Consistent. I think he was good today. Again, the engine on him is unbelievable. The way he goes backwards and forward, literally, the amount of ground my guy must cover is silly. I mean, Luke Shaw is getting nowhere near this team. And, yeah, rightly so. Malacia, what a signing it looks like. Early days yet, but what a signing it looks like. I'll give him a 7. Do I? I've got to give him an 8. Yeah. I've got to give him an 8. Martinez, to be honest, Martinez got man of the match the last 2 games. Rightly so. I thought he was class, especially in that game against Liverpool. He stood out by a mile. Today, there was a few times in that first half. I think there was one where he tried to carry the ball out from the back. Great idea. I love to see him trying that, to have a defender that's confident on the ball to bring it out of defence. However, he did get caught in possession, but my guy Varan was there. What a partnership that they're building to mop it up. So I'm going to give Martinez a 7 today. But man of the match, his centre-back partner, Varan today was unreal in every aspect of the game. Like I said, a few little mistakes by Martinez. I think there was a time where he tried to clear it and it kind of spaffed off his foot and fell to Jamie Vardy, and then Martinez kicked the ball at Jamie Vardy's chest. I can't remember who it fell to now, but it fell to a Leicester player, and Varan was there again to mop up. That's what he was doing all game. Defensively strong, Raphael Varan, unbelievable today, and he gets a 9 out of 10. Delo, again, a very good performance. Just, again, it's just consistency. The entirety of the back line has been so consistently solid. Even against Liverpool. I mean, the goal that they scored was... it had an element of luck to it. Solid against Southampton, dealt with loads of crosses. And today, it's been... what I love, it's been 3 different ways that we've defended. Against Liverpool, obviously, they're unbelievable on the transition. Against Southampton, it was loads of crosses that we had to deal with. And against Leicester, to be honest... against Leicester, I don't know what it was. I mean, they didn't look an attacking threat all game. It was set pieces again, I guess. There was loads of set pieces. I think that's one thing that we need to stop, is the amount of times we fouled them in dangerous areas that would either they could have a direct shot on goal or whip a ball in. 14 free kicks for Leicester to our 7, and most of them were good opportunities to whip a ball in or to have a direct shot. But yeah, Delo, very good again. And yeah, he gets an 8. Just consistently really good. And McTominay, a lot of you... right, McTominay got my man of the match last week, for the reason being that he was so good defensively in the air. Again, I said so many crosses were put in, and McTominay was the reason why we just didn't look troubled. It hit him so many times when Southampton would cross it in. He's not quite got man of the match today. Varan's got man of the match, but he had a very good game. Does he get... I'm going to give him a 7. I'm going to give him a 7, but it's still very, very good performance by McTominay. Eriksen, now this is a strange one, because Eriksen got man of the match on the TV, BT. I can't see that, to be honest. I mean, didn't even... I know it's not about goals and assists, but obviously didn't even play a role in that goal, did he, really? I think it went from Delo to Bruno to Rashford to Sancho. It didn't even contribute to that goal. Apart from that, I don't know. I'm going to give him a 7, to be honest. I don't understand how he can be given the man of the match, really. That's bizarre for me. But I don't think he had a bad game, again. I don't think anyone had a bad game. Well, I think some of the attacking line wasn't great. Bruno, again, obviously got an assist, but very frustrating. When we were 1-0 up in the first half, I was calling... in the second half, I was calling for Bruno to get subbed off, because he just kept trying those Hollywood balls. There was a time where he was on the right-hand side because he got moved to the right-hand side, and he just played a really long diag for about 50 yards to Marcus Rashford, and obviously he got cut out by the defender. Literally Hollywood Bruno so much, and this is the reason why I don't think we can control games in terms of the possession. Like we say, Ten Hag, it's not fantastic. It's like there's clearly areas that Ten Hag would want to improve, and one of those is possession, and I think a large part of that is Bruno. Again, if we look at his individual player stats in terms of his pass accuracy, I'm sure it's right down there again, as it is every game, because he just can't keep hold. He can't keep hold of the ball. He just releases it within 5 seconds. He has to try it. I would love to see him. Bruno could be one of the best attacking midfielders in the world, if he knew when to play the ball. When is the right time to keep it simple? When is the right time? Because he has the potential to do it. We've seen he has the talent to play that killer ball. He tries to do it too often. He would be one of, if not the, and that's what KDB has over him. If I was to compare the two players, KDB knows when to play the right pass. And he also has the potential to play those killer balls. Bruno has the potential, but not the mindset of when to play it easy, when to play the killer ball. So I'll give... I'm going to give Bruno a 6 or a 7. I'm going to give Bruno a 6. I think most of the attack, again, we built the team on solid foundations. Defence was a lot better than attack. So I think... everyone in attack, even Sancho is not going to get a fantastic score, who I'm going to go on to now. Sancho got the goal, ice cold finish. I mean, Both his goals in the Premier League this season have been ice cold. Sitting James Milner down on his arse. The composure just pick a corner all the time in the world and just place it in. And his second goal, he rounds the keeper. Ice cold Sancho. Great finish. Again, but apart from that, it wasn't great. I was a bit frustrated that he came off over Rashford because I thought he was having a better game than Rashford. But I am going to give him a 7 out of 10 for Jadon Sancho. Elanga on the other side, yeah, I think he wasn't great, was he? But again, with Elanga, you know he's going to put 5 or 6 out of 10 just for his work rate. Works so hard, Elanga. I'm going to give him a 6. Can't give him any lower than that. And Marcus Rashford, again, he works hard as well up top. But very, very ineffective. He was ineffective up top. Ineffective when he got moved to the wing as well. Yeah, I don't know. I wanted Rashford to get subbed off, to be honest. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Now, that means on to the subs. Oh, yes. Sorry, Varan, man. I know you've won enough trophies now, but here you go. Here's your Man of the Match trophy. I know, it's silly. You got to add that to the collection, lad. Will it go in with your Champions League medals? Have you got enough space for that one? Hopefully so. Right, so Casemiro, really good when he came on. Like I said, did have that one mistake where it led to the free kick where Maddison obviously blasted it at the wall. But apart from that, was really good, really solid when he came on. And just like a calming presence, I would say. So he gets above 6. If 6 is average when he came on, he was a little bit better than average, I would say. So he gets a 7. Frege when he came on, well, he didn't have any game time, did he? I'm not even going to mark him. And Ronaldo when he came on, he still doesn't look match sharp. He linked up play a lot better today. He had a few opportunities, could have scored. When he pulled it across to Christian Eriksen, it just wasn't the best ball, was it? He had a shot himself and he dragged it, and Rashford actually was able to keep it in. It was that off target. But yeah, I think he was better today. It seems like he's getting his match fitness. He seemed more mobile, more involved in the game. So I'm going to give him. You know what? I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Things didn't work out. Hello, he's covering his face. CR7 gets a 7 out of 10. Because I think he did look better. He looked a lot sharper when he came on. Things just weren't quite there, and that leaves a rating for just the manager, Erik ten Hag. Started the same team, which I wouldn't have gone for, but defensively strong, clean sheet again. Again, the ball's on him to drop Maguire and keep him out the team. I love his balls. I love the big round balls on the fella, and I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. It wasn't vintage United. We didn't dominate the game, but job done. Erik ten Hag, 3 wins on the bounce, 2 wins away from home, 2 clean sheets. Job done. In fact, I give him 8 out of 10 for that reason. But I would like to see Casemiro. I would like to see him start against Arsenal. So that's it. That's it for the video. Let me know if you disagree or if you fully agree with me, because these are the only right ratings. So of course you'll agree with me. Do give me a like and subscribe. We're close to 1,000 subs. A week and a half ago, I was on about 350. So I appreciate the Deck Clan, the community, for stepping up and giving me that sub. Giving me that subscribe. You'll be an OG. You'll be one of the 1,000 if you give me a sub. So I appreciate you for doing that. I'll just give you a minute. Thank you for doing that. And yeah, the watch along highlights are going to be here as well. And stay tuned for a preview for the Arsenal match on Sunday, of course. That should be coming to YouTube before the match, although it's a quick turnaround time. And yeah, I'm a YouTuber, boys. More YouTube content coming. like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. I'll speak to you